Hello there, Killer Shadow. Oh, and there do be a Pikmin. Hello there, ruminating. Whew. Okay. So, everybody, before we begin with this, I just want to say it has certainly been a journey getting to this point of the lore-a-thon. And I do have a kitty on my lap. Even though we are at the end of this, some things have not changed. I still do art. I still do these streams. And I still get a kitty to sit on my lap, who is adorable, loves being pet and cuddled. Still gonna get concerned about her eye every now and then. It's like, Cece, why are you squinting? Why is that eye squinting? Like, are you okay? Did you do something? Alright, but with that said, hello everybody! It is I, Realm Wars. I am a PNG tuber who predominantly does artwork. And this is the final day of the lore-a-thon. We went through talking about a lot of things, such as just discussing a lot of my characters, talking a bit about the story, Ori itself, going through some of the environments that we'll be able to visit throughout the Rise to Superior. Did a couple of crossover pieces every now and then also worked a little bit on a comic yesterday in order to celebrate a relatively big day. But for now, I think it's more appropriate to end things off on a relatively more wholesome note on things, because we talked a lot about how some shit goes down in the Rise to Superior. Like, we talked about like some of the dark things that happen, some of the other themes that occurred throughout the story. I think the best way to end things off here is not with more sadness, not with more adrenaline, not with more chaos, but something that's a little more down to earth. And I figured this is an image that I could do. I also wanted to do for my Twitch banner, because there was actually someone who came to my DMs not that long ago who said, you know, hey, I think your streamer could absolutely do with a Twitch banner. I was like, you know what? I think I got just the idea for it. So, as this track comes to its close, thank you. The actual playlist up. So while I have mentioned about one of my most depressing characters being Chrome and all the horrible things that he ends up having to endure, I figure it's about time we give the boy something nice. Here he is with his son. So yeah, I figured this is an image that I wanted to do for like quite some time, especially just to showcase the kind of relationship that Chrome and Kamiko have with each other. And I also figured this would also be like the perfect like Twitch banner as well. Because, you know, it's probably not going to be like the whole image, but like just being able to have these two together just on that just on the banner, I think would work pretty well. And don't worry, I still have Cece here. She's still snuggling. She's just laying down on my lap, like she always does, don't you, Cece? And now, I know the canvas is looking a little big for this kind of image, but don't worry, I plan to use this space for something. You'll see. It's just, unfortunately, I do not have paper that goes this far, so I'm not able to do everything that I want to. But it's fine. Honestly, I was probably just gonna stick with all this anyway, just because it'd be easier to put what I want for the background while still having the image I need, like, available to me. It's kind of like the image I did with Kamiko and Alex, because you know it was just that one image with the two of them together and the other on it, and that was just about it. Like I took that, and then once that ended up being finished, that's when I just put it in the background because that was just easier for me. Funny thing is that actually was an old animation technique when people, when like animation cells were more prominently used. Because, funny thing about those animated cells is that, yeah, those cells were just the characters on their own selective image that were then put onto a background. That's how it was back in the day. Granted, we're not as reliant on that anymore, but that's also because technology has in fact evolved. While we as a species have not. I would also like to, unfortunately, lay a great bit to rest here because since it is no longer my birthday, it is unfortunate that Sam and Max had to leave. So you will not be hearing the playlist being interrupted every so often with, did someone say birthday?
No, now we just need to play with the playlist like it's interrupted by
You know what? If I eventually make Psychonauts fan art, then definitely. Like, I just get a bunch of, like, Psychonauts tracks, and then it's just, like, occasionally it's interrupted by the Bobby Zilch. Like that. Cece, you're so cute when you're laying down like this. Precious baby. So, I know I haven't uploaded the VOD from yesterday onto YouTube yet, but that is something I do plan to do a little bit later today. That's mainly because I did get a little caught up with some other things along the side. Like, for one thing, I did get a little bit of work done on page 2 of that comic spread that I wasn't able to get to yesterday. But, I also wanted to do a little bit of catching up on some of the things I missed in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, such as the Tatsugiri outbreaks. I literally ran into a shiny on the first outbreak that occurred, and it was just right there. And I had two emotions running through my mind. On one hand, I'm like, oh wow, that was a really fast shiny that came up. Then on the other hand, oh wait, this shit knows Memento. Luckily, it was past the level where Memento was no longer in its moveset, so I'm just like, oh, thank God. But I also found a shiny Geodude, so that was pretty cool. And it was an Alolan Geodude. It's okay, Cece. You can be nice and relaxed here. Yeah, everyone being all like, can I pet that dog? Meanwhile, Kamiko be like, I'm gonna pet that dragon. It's like, no, Kamiko, he's sleeping. Can I pet that dog? So, I guess if I can reflect a little bit on the lore-a-thon as of late, because it's like, yeah, we're at 21 days of it. And it was only possible because I was able to get enough PTO time to get a number of days off during a whole month of July. And it's something I like doing because the less I have to spend at work during my birth month, the better I feel in the end. Because god damn, I deserve peace. But during this, I want to say I feel like the lore-a-thon ended up turning out much better than I thought it did. Or at least I thought that it would have. Like, for the most part, I felt like what the most I was actually going to be anticipating was just that, you know, okay, yeah, there's probably going to be some people who listen in, hear a lot about what I ended up, some of the things I ended up working on. And then, eventually, every now and then, there would just be times where, you know, I just get that occasional stream every now and then. Where, no, like, I get, like, I get, like, a few streams every now and then where it's like, oh, yeah, like, it's literally just, you know, me kind of working on these drawings, not really having much left to talk about, which, granted, there are some streams that did end up turning out that way. It's, you know, I guess that was just inevitable in some cases. Because, you know, not every one of the characters I have made are, you know, they're not that deep. Like, they're not that complicated. I mean, for God's sake, Shadow Kamiko's character is literally described as Part 1 Diet Kamiko, Part 2 Asshole. Like, that's literally...
For some reason, I'm still the one-star character!
Yeah, exactly. Like, we practically made him the butt of our jokes. So, like, there really wasn't much left that we could really talk about when it came to him. And because of that, you know, yeah, there were just some streams such as the sort where, yeah, there really wasn't much left that there was to really talk about. Like, there was some streams that were like that, but, yeah, for the most part, though, yeah, no, like, a lot of you guys showed a lot of interest. You showed quite a bit of engagement. You showed, like, you know, you showed that some of the things that I was working on are things that, you know, you were perfectly content with, you know, talking about. And honestly, that made me extremely happy to know, because it's like, okay, awesome. I'm not just doing this for myself then. Like, there are, in fact, people that, you know, they are interested. They want to know more. Like, they want to engage with this stuff more. And I'm very glad for that. Now, I feel like if I were to do this again, but with a bigger audience probably interested in doing so, because of course, I wouldn't mind doing another lore-a-thon. You know, specifically for, you know, if I do end up with a bigger audience sometime in the future that are interested in some of the things that I am doing here. You know, ones who haven't looked at the VODs. But, I probably may end up trying to go for a possible different approach to these things. Just because, you know, it's like, there's only so many times where, you know, I can just dedicate a day to just a reference sheet here and there. Because that's really much all we kind of worked on during this entire lore-a-thon. It was mostly just reference sheets. It was like, say, maybe the occasional original image here and there that we end up doing. And I feel like because of more of that actually have been finished, because, like, yeah, like, obviously, Kamiko's has already been done, because, I mean, for God's sakes, he's my VTuber avatar. You know, his had to be finished first. We did end up finishing Twilight. We finished Hiyashi's. We finished Riona's. We finished Mao's. So, we had quite a number of them actually done. So, when it comes to their days, I feel like obviously if we ever visit it again, I'd have to do something a bit different for them, like maybe their own dedicated image and whatnot. Which I think is fine, because I think, you know, some of my other characters, I think I do need to make, like, more original images for them. Let's take, oh yeah, there we go. Just gotta get the armor design on him. So that's probably going to be the thing that I end up changing. That's probably one of the only things that I end up thinking of changing the next time I feel like wanting to do a lore-a-thon. Is that, you know, yeah, just the type of images that I end up making for it. I mean, other than that, like, I'd still kind of conduct it the same. It would just still be me, you know, talking about my characters, talking about the things I plan to do with this series. Again, not trying to give too much away about it. Because, you know, you can't reveal all of your secrets. But it's definitely given me something that I want to reflect on and perhaps improve on the next time that I end up doing this. Just because it's like, yeah, I don't want to have too many streams. I don't want to end up having too many streams where it's like, yeah, I don't have anything that I want to say anymore because I've already gone through everything. And then the stream is just kind of me silently staring at the image that I'm working on. Because I feel like that'd be boring to you guys. Like, because especially for some of these, like, longer images that, like, require me to get through some rather intricate details and whatnot. Like, I'd imagine, like, it would be super boring to look at an art streamer just be like, oh, look at that. He added more lines. Oh, there's another line. Oh, there's another line. Oh, look at that. He drew 5 separate lines in order to show detail in the eyes looking strained. Like, I feel like that would just be dull.
Thanks, soldier.
Oh, Lance, thank you for the subscription. I hope you enjoy your sub emotes and also being ad-free. I also believe you get access to some tier 1 emotes. So feel free to have fun with those as you wish. There we go. So yeah, Lance, we're doing something a little more wholesome today. Because, you know, as much as, like, I've talked about how everyone in the Rise to Superior dunks on Chrome, it's about time we give this boy something nice. Here he is with his son. And I'm sorry, Cece, I'm gonna need you to get off my lap because it's starting to get hot. Sorry, girl. You can relax on the bed, though. Hey, Cece. We love you. But I also feel like this is also just a great way, too, to show, like, a sense of scale between, like, you know, how tall Kumiko is compared to, like, someone like Chrome. Because, yeah, this is how tall he is compared to him. Chrome is a big boy. And also, just keep in mind, Chrome is also lying down. This boy can get even taller. It's nice to have some positivity after the bullying. Oh, yeah, especially when it's from your son. So Chrome will not be made sad today. He will, in fact, be comforted. Okay, bye, Cece. I guess Cece's not a fan. He's like, no, bully him more. Make him cry. It's like, dang, Cece just woke up and chose violence. But yeah, like I will say I did plan on wanting to make something else on this too. I feel like the kind of work that I'm gonna end up wanting to do for it though, I may not be able to finish the entirety of it like by the end of the stream. So I might end up saving it for another day. And the idea that I was going to be making was like, I was going to think of making, say, like a teaser image for, say, The Rise to Superior. Because, like, I've made some before, but they're also kind of old images that I end up looking back on and thinking not the most highly on them. But, like, I feel like...
looking at the word art, yes.
Yeah. But, like, I feel like the one that I ended up cooking into my head that I kind of end up wanting to do, it's like, okay, I think, yeah, not only would I think this would make for a really nice teaser, I think it'd also make for a nice poster. So that's something that I eventually want to do along the lines, but I feel like this image here is probably going to be taking up quite a bit of that time. So I may not end up being able to get to that image at a comfortable spot where it's like, oh yeah, I can dedicate the rest of the stream to doing this, because it's going to be, it's probably going to be a very busy and lengthy image. So for now, we do something much nicer and softer to end the lore-a-thon on, because you know we've had a lot of excitement. We talked about a lot of things that go on, the crazy things that occur. The power systems within the series, some of the tragedy these characters end up going through. You know, I think it's good to be able to end things off on a more relaxing note. But just know that this is merely the calm before the storm. And now we're no longer relaxed. Thanks, streamer. You ruined it.
You ruined it, I tell you.
You had a mood and then you ruined it. We hate you.
I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah, I'm taking my sub back. No! You can't do that to me. So, for the rest of this week, I think, you know, just to kind of take my mind away from streaming for a little bit, because, like, you know, we've been going on for nearly a whole month. There was, in fact, a week where I did nothing but stream. I was thinking somewhere along the lines of... I was going to come back to live streaming next week on Monday, after, you know, I'm a bit more refreshed and I have a bit more, like, time to just, you know, do some stuff offline. Calm before the storm, you say, is hiding a box of exploding bandages. Why do you have a box of exploding bandages? Why do the bandages explode?
Same reason why that toy dinosaur explodes.
Fuck, you're right. So, well, I mean, especially since, you know, tomorrow I did say that I was probably going to go see Deadpool Wolverine. So I do not have to worry about the internet spoiling me. Twitter already is trying to do that. Because, like, I'm already seeing people, like, upload, like, really bad phone recorded footage of clips from the movie, and I'm like, no, damn it, don't do that. I will murder you. So yeah, I'm gonna end up watching it tomorrow, so that way I shall be safe on the internet once more. And then I think, because something that I feel like I end up wanting to do, because I feel like this also really helped with me streaming a bit more consistently, I think I actually will attempt to make a layout for stream schedules. In fact, I think I'll actually end up making a separate channel in this, in the Discord server, where, you know, you can actually occasionally check up on the schedule here and there. Because, like, with the schedule I made for the lore-a-thon, I think it did help me with staying on top of, like, when I wanted to actually go out and do streams and whatnot. Because before, when I was just doing this, it's like, you know, yeah, I'll just stream whenever I'm in the mood and whatnot. But I also feel like at the same time, because, like, I do want to try growing a bit. Like, I do want to try growing, you know, getting more people to, like, be a part of the streams. Like, maybe not part of the calls, because, you know, there's only, you know, so many people who are like, oh yeah, sure, I'll join calls every now and then. But, like, just seeing you guys in the chat, like, being able to talk with you guys in the chat, that's something I'd like to do a bit more with these streams, too. Because I also feel like that would help as well with keeping me, with being able to have conversation going. Just because, you know, if I have more people to bounce off of, I think that's just all the better to have. Plus, you know, there's still that follower goal. Like, you guys want free art, right? That's what you get. That's what you get for the free art. And, trust me, the bots do not help. That's why we keep killing them. Except for Lance. Lance is okay. Lance is an okay bot. Because he doesn't give me fake numbers.
He's a more sensible bot.
Yeah, he's a more sensible bot. His numbers are real. They may be ones and zeros, but they're real. But yeah, like, essentially, I feel like, aside from being able to do that, I feel like having a more consistent... of course you get an ad break when that happens.
Great timing.
Yeah, really great timing. Well, at least Lance doesn't have to worry about those. That's the perk of being a sub! I shall continue that thought as soon as the ads are over. And we got a minute less on them. Well, the ads have perfect cutoff timing still. They sure fucking do.
Yep.
You know, to my dismay. You know, the best part about this image is that now that I have a scale brush, it'll be far easier to complete. Alright, less than 20 seconds, so we almost got you back. Alright, and the ad break is over. Welcome back, everybody. Except Lance, he was here the whole time. But anyway, to go back to what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted. So, I feel like having a schedule for you guys to look at would make it much easier for, like, people to be able to be prepared ahead of time for what it is that I plan on doing. Just so it's like, oh, these are the things that he plans to do in the week. Okay, I'll be sure to remain vigilant on when he ends up going live. I mean, granted, I'll still send out the notifications anyway, but, like, you'd at least know what to expect that's coming up within the week. You know, whatever it is that I do plan on streaming, even when that's like I don't plan on streaming, because I already do have some ideas that I want to do throughout. Some things I want to do throughout, you know, more of my streaming. Because, for one thing, I already have the next playthrough in mind that I'm going to end up doing. Because, the thing is, originally, it was going to be Hi-Fi Rush. Because we did, in fact, finish the Deadpool video game. And it's like, you know, okay, I'll end up doing Hi-Fi Rush next. But then, uh-oh. The video games decided to be like, hey, you know that really funny monkey game that you were really excited for? Well, guess what? It's coming out in literally a few weeks. And I'm like, well, shit. I guess I have to make that my next playthrough. But, yeah, so the next playthrough I do end up wanting to do is, the eventually to soon be released, Black Myth Wukong. Because I've been looking forward to that game ever since, like, the original game footage for it ended up coming out. Because, for one thing, I really like Journey to the West. It is I'm still, like, in the process of, like, doing more research on the story. Because, again, it's a very long story. One could say it's a journey. But, like, I do like Journey to the West. Like, I'm glad that I ended up looking at, overly sarcastic's, like, summary of Journey to the West. Just because it ended up helping with piquing my interest in the story. And it's like, yeah, I totally get it. I totally get why Japan, especially Shonen, takes so much inspiration from Journey to the West. Because it is such a great story. And Sun Wukong is also just an absolutely wonderful character. Like, he's a broken piece of shit, but he's a funny piece of shit. You know, who doesn't like a chaotic monkey? And then, you know, of course, Lego Monkey Kid also helped with getting my interest within Journey to the West, because holy crap, that show is way better than it has any right to be. Like, they go way harder than they feasibly should. And, yeah, I did, in fact, finish Season 5 of Monkey Kid recently, and holy crap, it's amazing. Like, I think Season 5 might be my favorite so far. And then, yeah, then when Black Myth Wukong was announced, it's like, oh, holy crap, this game looks incredible. Like, it actually looks insane. And then it was told that, oh yeah, we're gonna get an international release for this thing. It's like, oh, China is sharing this. Good. And then, yeah, it's going to be available on Steam. And yeah, from the looks of it, yeah, it looks like it's going to be like China's, like, take on, say, Dark Souls or something. And I think that's interesting, because I don't have that much experience with Dark Souls games. Like, I guess the most you could say I have experience with a Souls-like game is, it's probably Hollow Knight. But even then, that's a Metroidvania that's just on the same difficulty par as, say, a Dark Souls title. So, like, in a way, it feels like a Soulsborne, but it's not really a Soulsborne. Like, it's baby's first Soulsborne, if I can, like, describe it any other way. But, like, to actually, like, play a proper one, I think would be relatively interesting. And plus, you know, again, it has Journey to the West in it, so I have some familiar territory I'll be jumping into, so I won't be completely alienated. But, like, I do think, like, a proper jump into a Soulsborne title, I think would be something neat that I would like to be able to have. And who knows, it might end up getting me to try some of the other ones out. Like, actually, you know, be like, oh, hey, let's get into some Dark Souls, or let's get into some Bloodborne, or God forbid, let's get into Elden Ring. Because everyone loves the Elden Ring. And just some more things that it could possibly add on to for more like games to play through. Because I wouldn't mind doing that. Because, I mean, at the very least, because it's like, I will say, like, at least for my library of games, I'm not running out anytime soon. Because I have plenty of things that I can do some playthroughs of. Because, I mean, I'd still have, because, you know, if we're talking about more games that are coming out, there's, of course, going to be Sonic X Shadow Generations. That's something I'm definitely going to want to go through. And then, of course, we got the sequel to Fairy Tail coming out in December. Something that I didn't think was ever going to happen, but lo and behold, here we are. It's actually going to be a thing. And, you know, it's like, we went through the first one, so of course we got to go through the second one. We got to see how much budget they had this time. But then let's, like, you know, yeah, then of course, you know, some of the other ones that I have on my Let's Play list. You know, of course, I do eventually have to get the Hi-Fi Rush, because I, of course, am going to be getting to that. Because I already made the promise that I would. And I also made the promise to Danica that, yes, I would do that. It's like, yeah, don't worry. I'll make sure you're included on the Hi-Fis and the rushes. Then, of course, there do be some Rayman games that I want to end up going through, because Rayman is neglected. He's a neglected child. Ubisoft are too busy looking at their Assassin's Creed cash cow and going like, the fuck is Rayman? And it makes people sad, because Rayman was one of their peak franchises that had way more hits than misses. And really, most of their misses ended up coming from the damn bunnies. Bah! Yeah, literally the minions before the minions.
Even now, it's like these guys over the minions.
Yeah, they're even pill-shaped too, just like this. Yeah, the minions aren't even original. They're just stealing the rabbit shtick. So yeah, for those of you who are like, you know, oh, is he ever gonna run out of things? Like, nah, I'm not gonna run out of things. Because I also have Sonic Adventure 2 that I can also end up going through as well. Especially since one of the things that I end up wanting to do, so for like maybe some chill and vibe streams, is, you know, I just hang around and fuck around in the Chow Garden. Because I like the Chow Garden. I remember when I used to play on, like, just on the Chow Garden on the, on just the GameCube version of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. And I raised quite a number of different Chow. In fact, I actually managed to get one of my Hero Chow stats all the way up to maximum. Which, from what a lot of people tell me, is an endeavor that's not the easiest thing to do. But the fact that I did it's like, oh cool, I did that. I'm the best. But with me not being able to play much GameCube games anymore, it's like, you know what? I need something to fill that empty void in my heart. So, yeah, if I do end up, like, doing stuff for, say, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and then it's like, okay, we went through the entire game. Okay, now we just, now all that I really need to care about doing is, Chow Garden stuff. I'll probably end up saving those for times where it's like, you know what? I don't feel like drawing. I also don't feel like doing a whole new playthrough for something. Let's just boot up that Chow Garden. Let's see how the kids are doing.
Yeah, because like I know, especially on Steam, there's like a lot of good Chow mods that have just been going on.
Yeah.
But you know, fine if we want to spice things up a little bit.
Oh yeah, and I also know, like, you know, there are also instances of, like, oh yeah, there's also mods that I could also implement for the Chow Garden to just be like, oh hey, if I just need to get stuff for like if I just want to get things like, you know, currency to like buy things from the black market. John Twitch, it's not what you think. Then like maybe just, you know, go through a couple levels just to get like some skill cores. And, you know, it's like I'm fine with that. I don't care if that's some things that I would just need to implement here and there. Like, that's fine. Because, yeah, like I would just want to hang around, chill at the Chow Garden, play with the babies. Maybe get too emotionally attached to one and they probably die on stream, and then it's like, you know what? I'm gonna end stream here. I'm too sad now. We're gonna raid into someone and tell them how sad I became because my baby died. But yeah, don't worry, guys. When it comes to like games I want to stream, I am filled with options. And, you know, of course, there's still going to be me planning out for when I eventually want to get back into some Team Fortress 2. So that could also be something that end up becoming some regular streams every now and then, where it's like, oh hey, let's just pop in some Team Fortress 2. Let's play the funny shooter game where everyone's a cartoon guy. I'm gonna put on a pair of Pyrovision and watch people giggle as they're burning alive. Cause that's funny. The question is, chat, do you believe in magic? In a young girl's heart? As it's being set on fucking fire. It's like it's trying to speak to me. I know it. And then, oh yeah, that's right. There's also the fact that Epic Mickey's also coming to Steam, so that's going to be another game I want to do a playthrough of. Because, fun fact, I've actually wanted to do a Let's Play of that game for a very long time. I just did not have the proper things to record the original Wii version in order to do playthroughs of that. But, hey, if it's coming to Steam, I don't have to worry about that, because I can just get the PC version and be like, oh, hey, I can play through this game now, guys. Let's play the Mickey game. Because Epic Mickey's a great game. Yeah, like I told you, I'm spoiled for options. Yeah, this is going along great. Yeah, don't you worry. I got ideas. In fact, I think pre-ordering Black Myth Wukong might be something I end up doing tomorrow, because tomorrow is in fact the payday. Because, yeah, like, and yeah, you know, there is eventually a time where I do want to get to Ori and the Will of the Wisps, because it's like, I know I did a playthrough of that on SNG, and the reason why I've been avoiding Will of the Wisps for a while is because I was also initially going to be doing a playthrough of that game for SNG as well, since I did do the first game, but since we've just had the most garbage time trying to actually get together for this thing, it's just like, you know what? I feel like at this point, it might just be better for me if I just simply streamed it here. And the best part is, I could even upload the VODs for this one, because, you know, oh, hey, if you want to see me play through the first game, just go to the Spiffy Needle Geeks, because I did, in fact, play that game. I did, in fact, play Blind Forest for SNG. And then, of course, another one that, it's one that I've definitely been holding off for quite some time, just because I know that it's probably going to take me a while just to get through because of just how big the game is. But, yeah, I will eventually find myself going through Hollow Knight. Because that is also a game that I really enjoy, because, you know, yeah, speaking of Soulsborns. But who knows? if I go through Black Myth Wukong and do really well, perhaps some of the skills I get from that game may translate to improving the skill issues that are to come from Hollow Knight. It's like, oh hey, I played a proper Soulsborne game. I know how this works. Like you're just Dark Souls, but for you're just Dark Souls with training wheels on it. I'm a big boy now. Look at me, Mom. I can drive with no hand. Fuck. But yeah, just looking at my library, just like, and you know, there's also nothing stopping me from going back to older games that I've gone through playthroughs of. Like, hey, who knows? Maybe round 3 with Klonoa. Especially since Klonoa's now been going for like stupid cheap now. And apparently there's still going to be updates being done for Shredder's Revenge, so that's something that me and Jordan will end up, like, going back to doing, too. Just, it's like, oh, hey, new update drop. Do you wonder how, okay, yeah, like, the Klonoa Fantasy Reverie is, like, it's going for, like, $10 now. Yeah, literally the same price as the first Psychonaut, so, you don't have an excuse, people.
Buy it now!
Buy it now! Show Bandai Namco they have more than 2 IPs. It's like, so Bandai Namco, can you name some of your IPs? Tekken and Tales of. Any other ones? Can't think of any other ones. Pac-Man's in the corner just like, what the fuck, Dad? It's like, my father's an asshole. Now, of course, this isn't to say that, you know, I'm not going to stop drawing anytime soon, because of course I'm not. Like, this whole Twitch page is primarily an art channel. But when I do want to take a break from any of that and want to start jumping into some games, I want to make sure that my options are ready and available for that. We even got the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog on the chopping block. That would be a fun thing that we can actually get through in one whole stream, because that's not a long game. It's also not a difficult one either. In fact, it practically holds your hand for the entire thing. Like we talked about Hollow Knight being Baby's first Dark Souls game. That's clearly Baby's first Phoenix Wright game. Ever thought about having a fighting game stream for fun? I kind of have, because it's like, I do want to get my hands on Street Fighter 6. Because like, Street Fighter has, like, been a game that I have, like, wanted to be, like, try to get good with. I just didn't really have many means of being able to play a proper Street Fighter game. Like, the most I was actually able to do for, say, Street Fighter were back when I used to be in college. We actually had a video game club where Street Fighter 4 was actually the game that we had at the time. I actually did try to get good with the game. Turned the stream into Waffle House. It's like, yeah, you come to my stream, I'm gonna jump over the desk and beat the crap out of you.
What?
Get over here! Oh, wait. Oh, wait, that's Mortal Kombat. But yeah, when it came to Street Fighter 4, I did try to get good with Akuma. Just because, it's like, oh, hey, I know Akuma, good character. I like to get good with that guy. I want to Raging Demon a dude. But then, yeah, I was able to play a little bit of Street Fighter 5. I liked Chun-Li. Chun-Li was fun. She was hard to use, but Chun-Li is still fun. Raging Demon all your foes. And then, yeah, then there's Street Fighter 6. And that's a game that I would like to try to get into. Just because it's like, Street Fighter 6 just has so many great mechanics that I think, like, make it probably one of the best in the franchise. Like, I don't think there's, I feel like a lot of mechanics in the game, like, they don't have so much cheese in it. Because it's like, sure, like, you know, drive canceling into things can be pretty nutty. But at the same time, like, I feel like it's just Street Fighter 4's focus mechanic, but with just a couple of extra additives to it. And I felt focus was just fine. In fact, the drive impact, that literally is just Street Fighter 4's focus mechanic. I guess just, oh yeah, you just hold out a slow O starting move. It has a few frames of heavy armor on it that you use to punish your opponent if they start mashing or throwing out attacks. Like, hey, that's fine. That's a fine punish tool. Like, if you get hit with that, then yeah, it generally is your fault, because, you know, you're button mashing. You deserve to get punished for it. I also think the way that they handle stun is also much better, too, because it's like, oh, you got hit a lot of... It's like, oh, you ended up getting hit a lot of times, and, oh, no, now you done knocked out, you can't do anything. But, yeah, no, like, it looks like, in this game, like, yeah, if you end up just getting, if you end up, like, having no drive meter, and you end up getting forced into a wall bounce, that's what ends up getting you stunned, because, like, okay, yeah, you got punished because you used too much of your drive gauge. So again, that ends up becoming a mechanic where it's like, okay, that's my fault. That's something that I could blame myself for. That's something that I can blame myself for doing, because like, yeah, I messed up here. That was my B. Rather than just, oh no, now I'm just stunned. I can't do anything now. Well, damn. Like, it feels like there's just a lot more cases in Street Fighter 6 where there's more player error that goes on, and I think that's a good thing, because it allows it to be like easier to improve yourself as a player when you can understand and have mechanics that only end up screwing you over because you're not playing optimally. You're not doing the correct things in the middle of a match. It's like, okay, I get it. I get what I'm not supposed to do. I understand, game. I get the rules. I get the rules now. Heck, after I lost my drive to play Smash Brothers, looking for other fighting games for a while after landing on Grand Blue versus Rising. Yeah, Smash is also one... Here's the... I occasionally have the itch of wanting to, like, you know, go back into the lab and just kind of, like, you know, get better with Palutena, because that is in fact my wife. I do love her. Fuck what the community say. Crying skill issues. But honestly, the only thing that's kind of been stopping I'll say this, the only thing that's really been kind of stopping me from like getting more invested in fighting games is, well, it really is just my artwork. It is just the drawing that I like doing. In fact, it's part of the reason like why the only kind of game that I'm really able to like make the time for nowadays is Pokemon. Because like RPGs, I don't need to like have my full attention on those like at all times. Like, I can't, because, you know, because of the nature of turn-based RPGs, I can't just be like, you know, okay, I can have this on the side, and then, you know, whenever it's not my turn, I can get a little bit of drawing done. And that's fine. Fighting games, on the other hand, no, they require a lot more of your time. Like, they require that you are committed to them. It's part of the reason why it's like, if you were to ask, like, if people were to ask you, like, you know, oh, hey, so, should I get this game? And you pull out a fighting game, and they tell you, you know, how long do you plan on spending on actually playing the game? And if you tell them not for long, they're probably going to say they don't recommend it, because the thing is that if you end up paying, like, say, full price for a fighting game, and all you end up doing is, like, say, the bare minimum, like, arcade run, you are ripping yourself off. Because you are effectively looking at a game that you're effectively spending like $60 on a game that you're going to complete in like 30 minutes. Like, do you really want to spend that much money on a game that you're going to be like, oh, I put 30 minutes in, I beat the main arcade mode, and then you just put it down and maybe never pick it up again? Like, that'd be such a waste. And that's mainly because that's kind of the point when it comes to fighting games. Like, they're not supposed to just be, like, one-and-done type of games. They want you to spend as much time as you want on those games so you could eventually, you know, get better at them, understand the mechanics, you know, whenever it comes to facing other people, whether it be local or online, then you're able to, you know, you're able to show those skills and put them to the test. They are a commitment. So if you're spending $60 for just, you know, oh, hey, I beat the arcade mode with one character, yeah, you're ripping yourself off. Like, you would have been so much better off spending that money on, like, say, a single-player adventure game. Oh, and there goes the ad break. Well, I actually managed to finish that spiel before getting interrupted by ads! Suck it, Twitch! I planned this! And actually, looking at tomorrow, ooh, I actually have some pretty good times in which I can go see the Deadpool movie. Huzzah! Hallelujah. Perfect cutoff timing as usual. I mean, yeah, that time it actually was perfect, because I actually got finished with my spiel. You shall no longer hurt me, ads. I have the power. And welcome back from the ad break, everybody. But yeah, like, that's, I guess let's say, like, that's my stance when it comes to fighting games. Like, and I guess that's also, like, a reason as to why, like, yeah, when it does come to, say, fighting games, why it's like, okay, so I'm gonna try to, it's like, yeah, like, you know, if it ever comes to, like, that case, it's like, you know, it'd probably be something that, that's like, you know, okay, there's probably something I'll probably dedicate a bit of time to. But also at the same time, like, it may not be a game that I end up doing rather consistently. Just because, you know, I want to have some time to still be able to do my artwork. I still want to be able to work on the comic that I'm doing. Because, you know, you know what? This is probably going to be a very petty thing to say, but considering the person I'm going to be mentioning here, fuck it. I'm going to be funny petty here. But, God forbid I become Yandere Dev. It's like, oh, hey, don't worry, guys. My thing is getting finished 6 years later. Don't worry, guys. It's getting finished. Dude, you've been literally streaming, like, everything other than, you know, you working on the game. Hey, shut up. Get banned. Surprisingly, I've gotten good to the point where I'm giving shit to Master Rank's trouble. Ooh, nice. You see, and that's, honestly, that's actually a really interesting, it's rather a funny thing, too, when it comes to that. Because, like, especially when it comes to ranked. And you know what? I am 100% subtweeting low tier god when I say shit like this. But you know what? I don't care. Sometimes being petty is funny. But, like, there are some instances where a person's rank ends up not meaning anything. And the reason I say that is just because it's like, everyone literally starts out at the same rank. For one thing, yeah, everyone starts out at the same rank as everyone else. Like, that doesn't necessarily determine, like, what your skill is, like, skill level is out the gate. But there's also just the fact that there are, in fact, like, say, competitive players who dedicate their time to playing a game like Street Fighter, and they don't even touch rank. Like, some of them really do just stick to, like, say, some of them do really do just kind of stick to things like, say, you know, local play and whatnot. That's where they end up getting all their, that's where they end up getting all of their training from. So, like, being able to just be there is like, you know, oh no, I'm facing a master rank player when I'm only like, say, you know, when I'm only like, say, a diamond rank. You know, if you're still good enough to beat them, you know, then yeah, that's still your skill at work. I mean, I guess if anything, it would show that, I guess the only thing that would show is that, you know, you've certainly earned the rank if you're able to get up to that high. But it's also like, at the end of the day, I feel like rank system, I feel like especially like rank systems like that are not like the ultimate do not like ultimately determine what your skill level is in a game. Because at the end of the day, you can still be a master rank player regardless of how high it is that you are in the ranks. You know, as long, you know, if you're able to just still adapt to their playstyle. Because that's really all fighting games really are. Like, it's just who can make that last adjustment to take the win at the end. And that goes for just about anything. Like, it's not even just a fighting game thing. It's also a sports thing. Like, the winner of, say, something like, say, a game of football or basketball, or hell, like a volleyball or whatever, is the team that can make that last adjustment that gets them the final point. It's literally all it boils down to. Not to mention, there's also just some instances with, like, say, some ranked thing, with, like, some games with ranked, where it's like, oh, cool, you're in the highest rank possible. It's just too bad that, like, 80% of the player base is also there as well. Like, hi, Pokemon Unite. You and your garbage rank system. Because, like, because the thing about it as well, because the thing to really think about, if people, yeah, strategy, reading your opponent, and being 10 steps ahead, the thing I love going in any games. Exactly. But it's like, to go into, like, say, Pokemon Unite, and this is a big reason why I don't even play ranked anymore. Like, the reason I stopped doing it. Because, I mean, for one thing, the prize pools for Pokemon Unite's ranked, it's just garbage. Like, okay, cool, you get more AOS tickets. Oh, cool, you get more customizations to your trainer ID. Oh, cool. You get a good job sticker. I'm not even kidding about that. Like, the highest rank that you can get in the game and the best that they give you is a good job sticker. That's it.
My favorite one.
Yeah! I did it! But there's also just the fact that Pokemon Unite's rank system has so many damn safety nets that you literally can, you can literally, go losing more than half of your matches and still bumblefuck your way into Masters. That should not be possible. People with less than a 50% win rate should not be in the highest rank in a game if we're going off of the aspect that, rank totally determines what your skill level is. Because if that's the case, damn, Pokemon Unite literally does not require no skill to play in that case. It's literally it's literally a button-mashing monkey game. And it's because of the rewards, because of just how little effort it actually requires to get into Masters. Because, by the way, fun fact as well, getting into Masters only gets easier the first time you end up getting into it. Because every time a rank season resets, you're set back 2 ranks below what the current rank you ended into in. So if you end up in Masters and then a new season of ranked ends up coming up, you're just back in the Veteran. So then it's okay, I'm in Veteran. I rank up a bit more. Okay, cool. Now I'm in Ultra Class. Rank up a bit more. Now I'm back in Masters. That was easy. It's at that point, and on top of that, they also added in a new feature where, yeah, you can, okay, so it's not necessarily a new feature, but they just ended up taking a feature they had before and making it even more brain dead. Because if you, say, win enough times in, say, a match, you end up building up this meter, which, if you end up getting enough of, and say you eventually lose a match, if you have that meter filled up enough, it just subtracts a bit from that meter without ranking you down. Oh, hey, Jonah.
Oi, oi.
Yeah, hey Jonah, good job. You caught me in the midst of me talking about how garbage Pokemon Unite's ranking system is.
Oh.
Yeah, because I was just talking about just how many damn safety nets the game is, and I guess Tencent didn't think it had enough safety nets because they put in another one. Because oh hey, now they added in a thing called a loss prevention card where, if you have one of those cards on you and you end up losing a match, you just throw the card away and you don't lose any of your rank points. So hey, more chances to bumblefuck your way into Masters with less than a 50% win rate.
What?
Yeah, because in Pokemon Unite, 80% of the player base when playing through ranked end up in the best rank in the entire game. Even ones that have less than a 50% win rate, which should not be possible.
Wow.
And that's because of how many safety nets that the game has that keep you from tumbling all the way back down to the lower echelons of the ranks. Literally the only way, after getting into Masters one time, the only way you would ever find yourself going all the way back to say the starting ranking positions is if you just stopped playing ranked and you just let the game just rank you down naturally each different season, which is probably what's happened to me. But you know what? I don't care anymore. I've literally gotten to Masters 7 times in a row one time. I have nothing left to prove, nor do I care enough to.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Just god dang.
Yeah, I need to ask this. So, Jonah, as someone who plays Splatoon, how does rank work in that game?
Well, I hardly go to rank battles these days just because of how toxic it can be sometimes, but I will say that if you do win certain matches, you do progress up a rank, but if you lose, you get this crack in your ranking system, and the more cracks you get, the chances are you will lose whatever rank you're on.
Okay.
Same thing that kind of goes with the Salmon Run, the PvE of mode.
Okay.
But the thing is, there are 3 waves in the Salmon Run where if you lose on the first wave, you lose fucking 20 points, whatever rank you are, and the highest one is Executive VP, by the way.
Okay.
And if you tend to lose in On wave 1, you lose 20 points. If you lose on wave 2, you lose 10.
Okay.
But if you lose on 3, you don't lose anything.
Okay. Because I mean, like, because I was gonna say, because like, at least from what I've seen of like some Splatoon stuff, and when I say what I've seen from some Splatoon stuff, I more so mean just laughing at just how bad Putz 12 is at the game.
Oh yeah.
But
That's 12.
yeah, but it's like, because it's like I need to think like, because like I see that he's like an X rank or something. Like, is that like the highest rank you can get to?
I think so. Then again, I'm not sure because again, I don't play rank on Splatoon 3.
Okay, yeah, because it's like I'm just sitting here. It's like, you know, if he's that bad and he's at like one of the highest ranks, it's like how exactly do they do their ranking system? Because God forbid it's his brain dead as Pokemon Unite.
He probably does it off stream or some shit like that. I don't know.
Probably.
And then when he goes on Steam, not Steam, stream. When he goes on stream, that's when he starts losing his shit because then people will start stream sniping him and then either throw the game on purpose or just join in his lobby or they're just downright awful.
Yeah. Well, like, even in the case of, like, say, stream sniping, like, I feel like in the case of, say, like, a shooter game, I feel like stream sniping won't even help that much. Because, like, the most you'd be able to get with stream sniping is knowing what lobby they're in, but that's literally it. Like, knowing where they are, like, on a map, like, say, in a shooter game, that doesn't help you.
Yeah, again, I don't know. I just look at the funny moments of his funny stream moments when he loses his shit over rank.
Oh, yeah.
Not just rank, I've seen him rage a lot in Salmon Run.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, being toxic and ranked is, like, practically just a norm in some cases.
Indeed it is.
Yeah. Because, you know, again, hi, Pokemon Unite. Yeah, there we go. It's like, yes. Everyone, this is a bucket.
Dear God.
There's more.
No.
It dumps paint. You did not read my card. Does it say you want the bucket? Yes!
See you all in hell.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. Team Fortress 2 will be something I do eventually. I promise you all. But yeah, but like the main reason I went off like on that spiel is just because it's like, you know, we were talking about say Street Fighter earlier. We were talking about say rank classes in Street Fighter 6, and I ended up going off about how like rank doesn't ultimately determine like your skill level, just because like, you know, aside from the fact that, you know, you could always just beat someone who is in a higher rank than you as long as like you're adaptive enough to their playstyle, like you can always beat them no matter what. But there's also just the fact that rather interesting tidbit for some of you to know, there are even some people who play the game at like say a tournament setting who don't actually go to rank. Like, they get all their stuff done locally. So it's like, you know, on the off chance they decide, you know what, I guess I will try to give rank a bit of a try. And then you end up being like, oh, hey, it's a complete beginner. It's time to get my free wear. Oh my god, he's kicking my ass!
Yeah, I even see that kind of shit in Overwatch.
You know, it's like, yeah, no, you weren't fighting a beginner. You were just fighting an actual tournament goer who was just, who just decided to start rank now. So, good luck, buddy. Because actually, you know, another game that I would, another fighting game that I would also like to, that I was also maybe thinking of trying to do as well, because it is available on Steam. I would love to be able to get back into Killer Instinct. Because I remember playing the demo of that at GameStop when it was available for. I loved it. I loved Killer Instinct.
I've seen a couple of gameplays of that game, and a lot of combos, I'll say.
Oh yeah, it's very hyper aggressive, but also I think it just has some really great mechanics for fighting games. Like, I love the idea of being able to punish your opponent by breaking out of a combo with combo breakers. Just so it's like, okay, cool, I don't just lose the game just because, you know, I get one touch. It's part of the reason why Marvel vs. Capcom 3 drove me fucking nuts. Because, like, oh no, you got caught in the combo, you lose an entire character. Oh, what's that? The combo starter this guy do can be done as an unblockable? Well, guess you just lose an entire character because you were hit by something you couldn't block. GG's.
How's that legal?
It shouldn't be, but it is. But you know what? Virgil don't care. Virgil be like, oh, hey, you're not motivated enough. Now die. If you ever think to give Grand Blue versus Rising a try in the future, it has a free-to-play version, so you can try it out before you buy or stay free-to-play. Always happy to play the hell out of it. Yeah, honestly, Arc System games are also something else that I would like to get into as well. I mean, like, of course there's Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Like, there's, of course, the obvious one on that. But I know I know this is probably just get Avi to jump on some of my streams, but it's like, yo, hey, Avi, want to play some Guilty Gear? Because Guilty Gear is a franchise. And plus, you know, if you can trust any company to make an amazing fighting game, it's Arc Sys. But it's like, you know, again, that also just goes into... like, the previous talk that I had. I missed a sell for Strive, but I have Xrd. But, yeah, so, But yeah, like, that does just go back into the talk that I had before, where it's like, the biggest thing about fighting games is that fighting games really do just require that you have the time to dedicate to actually playing them. Because if you're just if you're spending $60 on a game just to go through its, like, 30-minute or even 10-minute arcade mode, and then you just put it down after that, you are ripping yourself off.
Jesus.
Yeah, because fighting games do require that, like, you spend a lot of time on the game, understanding it, getting good with it, and anything. And if you're spending less than enough time on that, then you're just wasting $60. Also, hello, Crystal. Twitch, I just updated you, what the hell? God damn it, Twitch. Why do you bully Crystal? That is my mod. How dare you? But yeah, Crystal, we're working on a wholesome image here. So, you know how I was talking about how Chrome is constantly getting bullied throughout the story? Here, he's finally getting a win. He is with his human son. Oh, actually, I actually forgot some. I forgot some line work on this. Like, yeah, he's getting a win. Yeah, it's like he deserves it. He deserves to win. But I'll also say too, at the very least, was like something like, say, Street Fighter 6. At the very least, they have a much more meatier adventure mode. So that could also be at least something more of a justification to getting into it. Because, you know, again, it's not you just bumblefucking your way through like a 10-minute, like, through like a 10-minute arcade mode. Now, granted, you certainly can, but there is actually a proper adventure mode that you can invest your time into. And that does take a little bit more. So it's like, again, your time is at least a little bit more invested. You know, which is part of the reason why it's like, you know what, if I were to get into Street Fighter 6, and if I were to, like, stream a fighting game, I would want to go for Street Fighter 6. Plus, you know, I can get text messages from Chun-Li, and I'd love to get text messages from Malaf. and listen to Cammy obsess over cats. Because Cammy is a lot more adorable than some people give her credit for. She just doesn't show it much. And then occasionally watch Judy try to hack her way into my phone like the bitch she is. When versus Justin Wong in Street Fighter 6 when? It's like, alright everyone, are you ready for some stream content? Because I'm about to get my ass kicked. You know what, maybe I'll finally get people to start clipping my stuff now, because it's like, oh boy, guys, look at me, I'm losing in video games. That makes you want to clip it, right, guys? That's the only time you clip stuff, right? When the streamer fails.
I mean, isn't that kind of like what happened when you played Frontiers? Or is it different?
Not entirely. I think it was just more so. I think even still, like most of Frontiers, it's just a lot of the clips did come from me, and it's mainly just because it's like it wasn't so much like some of the failures that happened, but more so just some of the funny physics jank.
Oh yeah, or just certain funny moments in general.
The Chun-Li mirror match. No, Killer Shadow. You know what would be rubbing salt in the wound for Justin Wong? It's like, okay, yeah, it's the Chun-Li mirror match, and I end up hitting him with the fucking Daigo. With Chun-Li. He's like, God damn it, I'm never safe from this thing. Because, like, listen, fucking watching him see Ken decimating a Chun-Li by doing the Daigo parry bullshit, that's one thing. Watching his own main do it, I think would be far more insulting. I feel like that would just be so much more disrespectful. It's usually the fails, the funniest, or in other cases, the most lucky wins. Indeed. But yeah, never forget the Daigo parry, because that shit was actually insane. Like that moment single-handedly is like forever remembered in FGC history. It's also a reminder to you all that just because you may be down doesn't mean you ain't out. You can always pull bullshit. Every time I watch his Third Strikes vid, someone is always trying to Evo moment 37. Yeah, I know, like, I've seen his reactions to people sending him clips, and it just turns into like, oh look, here comes the Daigo parry, and he's just like, I fucking hate you people. Stop reminding me of this. In fact, you know what? For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I'd be surprised if you don't know what I'm talking about, because, like, even people who aren't familiar with the FGC know what this moment is. So, let's see here. You know what, Pikmin, I like that we were talking about Frontiers clips, and I like that it's, like, on Twitter, so it's like, oh, Pikmin liked one of my clips that I edited.
Yeah, this is like, oh yeah, I gotta find that post again.
It's like, all right, physics jank. Okay, yeah, official Evo moment 37, Daigo versus Justin. I'm just gonna mute that quick, just because I don't need the ads going. Okay, so I'm going to share this with you guys on stream. So, oh my god, this was back in 2004. Holy crap. This moment is 20 years old!
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that is.
Jesus Christ!
2 decades ago.
I hate it here! This moment is almost old enough to drink! Okay, so this moment between Justin Wong and Daigo. So So like you'll see here, and I'll even share it with you guys here in the chat, in the call. So, Daigo is like, you'll see like Daigo is on like, if he's to take one more hit, like even it's like say one more like bit of chip damage from say Chun-Li, he would have absolutely lost. But then,
Dang.
Daigo decides he's going to pull some bullshit. Like, this man unlocked Ultra Instinct before Goku did. I give you the Daigo parry.
The beast is unleashed.
Daigo actually angry. Just its turtle style. Overcome Rao.
They got Chun-Li in the corner.
Putting Daigo down. 1-0.
Okay, look at his health bar.
It's a tiny speck away from death.
Yeah, if he gets hit by enough chip, he's down. But watch this.
Oh! Oh! He parries them all!
And he just takes it!
Take... Wow!
Look at that crowd. They're like, what the fuck was that?
An unexpected turn of events!
Yeah, like, holy crap. Like, and like the craziest part about it too, he gets the air parry. He gets it in the air too, and then follows it up with his own combo starter into a super.
Look at the standing ovation!
Like, oh my god, that is nuts. Yeah, you had to be there. You had to be there. Just... Like, god damn it, ad break. Justin, this is your doing. Damn it, stop showing people me getting Daigo'd. God damn it.
The fucking timing on that.
The worst part is I can't even tell people to clip it because they can't hear me unless they're subbed.
You might get a couple of that.
Damn it! I can't believe it. Justin Wong sabotaged my damn stream. Now I have to go back and clip it myself. Thanks, Justin. Fucking prick. He's probably just somewhere out there just going like, who is talking shit about me?
I literally just sat down.
I literally just sat down. I was just about to start labbing some Street Fighter. What's going on here? I love being a streamer, but sometimes I also hate being a streamer. Welcome back for the ad break, guys. I can't believe it. We were sabotaged by Justin Wong. He's like, no, stop showing people this. Quit telling people I'm dead.
I'm not there.
Sometimes I can still hear his voice. But, so yeah, chat, that is in fact the Daigo. So this was 20 years ago. I don't think I would have remembered this because I didn't know a lot about the internet for another few years. Oh yeah, like if you were like very quiet within like say, if you like avoided a lot of like the FGC, you probably wouldn't know too much about it. But like, if you do end up going down the FGC rabbit hole, eventually you do end up running into that clip. And it is absolutely legendary. You know, it's legendary until Justin Wong throws an ad break into your stream. It's like, God damn it. I don't deserve this. I make content. I can't do that if people are being advertised for Deadpool and Wolverine. Or Red Bull. But yeah, look at it. I got the flats done on this. You have Kamiko with his dragon dead. Yeah, I think the only used my computer for was kids' websites that were good for the PC games. You know, that's fair. That's how I was like for some time. Justin sent the advert army. He knows when people are talking about it. Apparently he does. It's like, oh, are they talking about the Daigo moment again? Quick, stream, whack his PP.
PP.
Although, my question is, would suddenly gaining rapid subs also be the equivalent of getting the Daigo parry off of Justin's advert army? Yeah, I didn't know about YouTube till years later for music to listen to. I went on to see anything about Smash Brothers Brawl. Yeah, and you know what? Again, that's fair.
I've honestly discovered YouTube when I was searching Sonic-related shit. And they just brought me this fucking old Sonic X fan dub of Sonic vs. Knuckles by Moogie Mikey that he made back in... Fuck, was it like... I think 2006 or 2004.
That sounds like it.
Yeah, it was somewhere around those years. I can't remember specifically, but I just remember just browsing on Google for Sonic-related stuff, and then that just happened to be on my recommendations.
Yeah. Hey guys, ready for me to suddenly date you guys by a million years? Hey, remember back in the day in YouTube where you used to rate videos out of stars?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember that old video rating system? You could rate a video 5 out of 1 to 5 stars.
I feel like I don't remember that now.
Yeah, remember those were the olden days when people were like, oh, you can't make YouTube into a job, and it's like, ha 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 ha, look where we are now.
Yeah, look at the greatest content creators out there that suddenly turn their lifestyle into a job.
Yep.
Like PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. The list goes on.
Yep. They really need to put the ratings back to the way it used to be. Well, the thing is, I honestly don't mind the like or dislike options, because I feel like that gives like a much more steady idea as to like, you know, what people like overall do think of the content. Because the problem is, even, like, way back then, people didn't really have a big enough grasp on, like, how exactly, like, ratings out of, like, say, maybe 5 stars or even, like, a 1 out of 10 worked.
Yeah, that was kind of confusing, because, say for, like, there was a video that you just, like, gave it 5 stars, but then all of a sudden the video, you look at it, it's, like, 3 stars, because someone must have, like, rated it, like, lower than what you ranked, and there were some other people who wanted it to be higher, but then there were some people who wanted to be lower, and it's like you can't tell, is it good, is it bad, or...
Yeah, and yeah, where it's like, you know, likes and dislikes give a much more, like, concrete reason behind that. There's also just the fact that it's like, even, like, especially nowadays, especially when it comes to people who talk about game reviews, like, people still want to act like, you know, offended when a game gets a 7 out of 10. But it's like, that's not a bad rating, guys.
Yeah, so calm your shits.
Yeah. Remember when annotations were still a feature? They still need to be a feature. Like, that's something I'm like, why the hell did you get rid of that?
Well, we thought people didn't use it that often. So fuck you, mean, YouTube.
Hey, you wanna what? Especially in the newer climate where people like people are doing things like, say, you know, especially like, say, drama channels that discuss things. Yeah, no, I'd say they 100% would be using those a lot more. Like, hell, I even imagine, like, say, Let's Play channels being able to use it. Because, like, especially in, like, the era where, like, people are getting more and more sponsorships, like, how much more useful do you think annotations would be when, like, aside from having links, say, in the description, they also can put them in annotations, where it's like, yeah, you click this annotation, you go to the link of the sponsor. Like, why would they just be like, yeah, let's not do that? Like, that'd be a great idea. I know, YouTube is a website that makes decisions. Yeah, 7 out of 10, too much water. It's like, I can't believe it. This Pokemon game that's set in a tropical region has too much water. How dare.
The whole.
This pisses my pants.
IGN. Like, IGN has some great memes that sometimes comes out of it, and also the sole reason why we didn't get as many focal tracks in Sonic games anymore.
Yeah.
We can fuck them.
Yep. 2010 was just a hard year to be a Sonic fan. Because you always had a bitch in your ear screaming and be like, no, this series sucks. And you're dumb for liking it. But it does make me glad that Sonic is embracing its shonen routes again, because it's reminding people, you know what, this series can be kind of dope in a good way.
It can.
Because trust me, if we got Sonic and Shadow Generations like back in 2010, I can guarantee you people would be whining and bitching like, why does Shadow suddenly have wings? This franchise is so stupid. It lost itself. And it's like, no, it didn't. You're just cringe.
Oh, jeez.
Also, man, we've been still getting spouses screen for so long in the Discord call.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. I forgot to switch this back for you guys. Yeah, I switched it back for the stream, but it's like, oh wait, hold on, this isn't right.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Cough Sonic's arm color. Seriously.
Are people still bitching about that?
No, I think that's, because I think that was a big thing that, I think Chris Chan was getting notoriety for. Like, I can't believe Sonic's arms are now blue. The design is ruined.
What was that even?
It was about Sonic Boom. And when Chris Chan was like, oh, I hate that they made Sonic's arms blue, and even went to the point that they went to a that they actually went to a statue of Sonic from Sonic Boom and decided to spray paint the arms, which
Jesus.
by the way counts as graffiti.
And graffiti is illegal.
Yeah.
So you should be in prison.
Which, you know, I mean, Christian was, but not for that.
Yeah, it was something else that I do not want to mention.
No. And I'd like to know who the jackass was that thought it was a good idea to be like, oh yeah, let's get them out of prison. Let's bail them out. Oh yeah, no, Crystal, trust me. The Chris Chan rabbit hole goes fucking deep.
It goes too deep and I want to stay out of it.
Yeah. All I'll say is if you want to know more about Chris Chan, look up some documentaries. They're like all over YouTube. But trust me, once you go down that rabbit hole, you're gonna wish you didn't.
Yeah, you're gonna regret seeing.
Yeah,
what
apparently
just happened.
you can't point out the flaws of Sonic 06 without someone getting mad at you. Yeah, and like that's such an odd turnaround from when the game was first received, because unanimously everyone was like, oh, Sonic 06 is garbage, this game sucks. But the moment you try to criticize, like, actual issues with the game, you'll have this one person who, you know what, I'm totally stealing this bit from my Thero, who's like, actually, Sonic 06 was there for me when my parents weren't home.
I mean, I wouldn't be at home if you were liking it.
Case closed.
It's fucking Gary. The roast of the century.
I don't know. You say roast of the century, but I'm not gonna lie. Sophist kind of hit TC Nick with something pretty fucking hard.
Oh, what was that?
So it was in King of Skill's recent Mario Party video where they were doing Mario Party 1 on the Eternal Starboard, and Sophist straight up looks at Nick and he says, "Your content is literally second monitor content."
Second monitor content?
Well, yeah, because you know, because a lot of content creators, they actually have like more than one monitor that they use for computers.
Oh, right. See, some people do that.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. In fact, my sister's husband actually runs 3 monitors.
I remember back into my internship at when I was doing when I was taking like an internship over at a bank, which I actually am currently working there. They would often have like 2 computer screens that people use for certain jobs they do.
Yeah. And you know, at least, you know, from what I'm told by people who have like more than one monitor, they always say once you do like upgrade to 2 monitors, you never want to go back.
Yeah, I'm kind of debating on giving it a try and just like have like one monitor that has just like my Discord chat and the other one is just for like what I am doing.
Yeah, like that's like the common thing that people usually use it for. Like, you know, oh yeah, like you have one monitor where it's like maybe it includes like all of like the stream engagement that you can go to, then the other stuff has like the actual content you're using to stream. Yep, a friend got heavily criticized in one of his Sonic 06 videos because he were talking about the flaws. That's dumb. Oh, they did, according to the Quickie, got charged with assaulting an employee at the place. You know what? Fair enough.
Was that the reason?
Yeah. As I was trying to say, I don't care what you think. Sonic 06 is not better than Frontiers. Preach! I will fight on that ground. I will take no Frontier slander in my dojo.
Who the fuck would say that?
Morons, that's who! Morons with
Clearly.
wrong opinions!
Just why? Like, why is it better? Why is 06 better than Frontiers? Like, answer that. What is so good about it?
Honestly, a lot of it really is just people who are just butthurt about Ian Flynn.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because
Is it
because Sonic is unfortunately going through the same issue a lot of other shonen manga end up going through, where like the fandom gets so self-entitled about a story being written that they deadass think that they can do
Jeez.
something better than like say the original writer.
Oh. I thought it was because they hated Ian Flynn because of his fan comic he did, and then how people say, oh, he hates Sally Acorn or something like that, or he hates Archie characters like the original Freedom Fighters.
No.
Which is funny because if some of them are stands of Ken Penders, they have no reason to talk because that man had a raging hate bone for Sally for the dumbest reasons.
Oh yeah, and then didn't he like wanted to get her killed off?
Yeah, and he almost did, and then they were
That-
just like, no, Penders, we're not doing that.
Oh yeah, was it Archie or Sega that were just like, no, you cannot do that?
I think it was Sega who did that. They're like, yeah, no, you can't do that. No. Bring her back.
Because isn't Sally technically owned by Sega?
It's complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Because the thing is, like, especially for one thing, the Archie comics were, like, heavily, like, based off of the Saturn cartoon. Which is why, you know, it consists of mostly just the Freedom Fighters at the start. Because, you know, it was all based off of that. But, like, I think Sega only had, like, say, some partial rights on it.
Because, like, wasn't there, like, one Sonic game that Sally was in it, and that was Sonic Spinball?
Yeah, like, I think that was, like, the only time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
technically that's sort of a cameo, according to
Yeah.
what I've heard.
Well,
Yeah.
cameo or not, she still appeared in it.
Yeah, but, like, you can get a bit more leeway with just cameos. Like, it's part of the reason why, fun fact, in, Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, you'd actually find a statue of Mario and Yoshi on it. Yoshi in the game.
Seriously?
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, because, like, Easter eggs are something you can get a little bit more, you can get away with a bit more, just because, like, you're not outright, like, using the property, you're just kind of throwing it in there as, like, you know, a cute wink and a nudge. Because indie games have especially done stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I've seen previous games that have a lot of cameos, like from other gaming character universes.
Yeah, like in Ori and the Blind Forest. Did you know that Super Meat Boy makes a cameo?
No.
Yeah, you can find him frozen in the foreground. You can also find the Triforce.
Again, I remember in Duke Nukem there were like a lot of references, like Tomb Raider, Doom Slayer, and even fucking Halo.
Yeah. But yeah, like, there's some leeways that you can make with, like, say, Easter eggs and cameos.
Running is for pussies.
I was gonna say Stockholm Syndrome regarding 06, but that works too. Yeah. It's either or about it, but it's just like, yeah, again, like, a lot of it is just, you know, Sonic just unfortunately going through the big issue that a number of shonen anime and manga end up going through, where the fans end up getting so arrogant and self-entitled about the things they want to see that they start actually thinking they can write better than the original writer. Because I've seen people trying to say that about My Hero Academia, where it's like, let's fix My Hero Academia together. It's like, no, you don't want to fix it. You just want to validate your ships, you fucking freak. It's like how in Great Cave Offensive has a lot of Nintendo references and has Mario characters in the backgrounds of the wrestling game. Yeah. Like, cause, you know, yeah, like with, like, say, references and whatnot, yeah, there's quite a bit you can get away with without, you know, needing to necessarily, like, consult original copyright holders. But again, that's only to a certain extent, because, you know, copyright's a very fickle thing.
Right.
It's like, especially with say companies that are especially protective of their properties, like Square Enix.
Are they really that protective?
Oh yeah.
How protective are we talking here?
So there's a reason Geno is still not playable in Smash Brothers.
What is it?
Because something to remind you guys, Super Mario RPG was in fact developed by Square. And all the original characters that were made for that game are made by Square. So they are technically their characters.
I mean, that's fair.
Yep. But there's also the fact as well where it's also the reason why for the longest time in, like, say, Smash 4, the only Square Enix character we were even able to get from them was Cloud.
Yeah, but only 2 songs for his stage.
Yep.
Then fast forward years later when Smash Bros. Ultimate came out.
Yep, we got a bit more. We got Sephiroth, and we also got Dragon Quest.
And Kingdom Hearts.
Does it also count for the reason we never got any music in Wii U? Yep.
Yep.
And I want to say part of it is also just because it's like, I feel like they kind of shared a little bit of, say, Nintendo's, like, ideology when it came to other people adapting their stuff. Because Nintendo themselves are also very protective of their properties. Because, like, especially when it came to people, like, making movie adaptations of their video games, a lot of them were not that great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the live-action Mario movie ended up not being great. A lot of the TV shows based on their show were not great. And, like, because of that, like, it's part of the reason they're so stingy about letting third parties handle characters in their properties. Like, it's the reason why we don't see Nintendo games on things like PlayStation or Xbox. Because again, they're protective of their property and don't want people messing it up. Because the last time that they made a deal with another company to put their games on another system, we got the Philips CDI.
Oh, God. And even they want to, like, not be reminded of.
Yep.
Well, I still find it hilarious that someone got Charles Martinet to do a quote from it.
Yep.
You know what they say? All the toasters, toast the toasties. Woohoo!
But yeah, like, they're just like, we don't want to get burned by this again.
Yet there are sometimes when fans try to make non-profit fan games of their IPs, they have to freaking DMCA them or freaking... Well, the thing is, like, I remember, like, the whole Metroid 2 thing when someone tried to do a fan game of it because they loved
Oh, yeah,
Metroid.
and another Metroid 2 remake, or AM2R.
Same thing with, like, a Legend of Zelda tribute. Nintendo's just like, no, you can't do that. But it's like, they're not even making any money off of it. Why bother?
Yeah, because, well, one thing I can also say, because unfortunately, while it is kind of bullshit that it did happen, the unfortunate thing is, it is a free alternative to playing one of Nintendo's things. Because even though you're not spending money on it, if you have a cheaper alternative to playing their games, people are going to probably end up opting to go for that than, you know, spending money on, you know, the company themselves. So it still hurts their profit. Like, think of it like this. Like, think of it like this, Jonah. Like, say that you decided to, like, push out some artwork of, say, maybe your characters. Like, that's something you wanted to push out there. And it's like, you know, oh, hey, this is a property that I'm working on. You're free to like invest money in it if you're interested in it. And then somewhere down the line, someone decided, like, even like it was like, say, in good faith, they're like, oh, hey, I really like this. I want to make a fan tribute to this. And it's a free alternative. And now suddenly more people are going to the free fan alternative rather than supporting the official product and thus hurting your profits in the long run. Like, you know, again, it's still kind of scummy, and I feel like Nintendo could have handled it much better. But like, that's also just part of part of this business decision making.
I mean, hell, if they did something that was actually cool, I would just hire them a job.
Yeah. Which, fun fact, the guy behind AM2R ended up getting a job working on Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
I think even Sega even offers certain people jobs if they did like really cool Sonic fan games, at least from what I've heard.
Could be wrong in this. I think someone else picked up AM2R and started updating it. They're not allowed to if they did that. I'm pretty sure Nintendo would just be like, "Hey, we put a cease and desist on the last guy who did this. Don't think we can't do it to you too."
Bloody hell.
Yeah, copyright, unfortunately, is a very fickle area to deal with.
Indeed it is.
And don't get me started on people who like to submit false claims for copyright, because fuck those people.
Oh yeah.
Like, you people reek of cringe and the Doritos you bathe in.
Well, you still sleep in your mother's basement. You can't even get a real job. Or kiss a woman. Or man. Depending on what you like.
Is like, yeah, thank you, Deadpool's inner thoughts.
It's the only thing I can come up with because it's kind of true
Yeah.
and sad.
Like, I can't believe you dare criticize my thing. I am going to copyright your video even though it falls under fair use.
Why claim copyright over something you don't own? How? You can't.
But more importantly is, like, you know, copyrighting something that falls under fair use is also not allowed. But, you know, some people are just super butthurt about their image and would dare not let people try to tarnish it, even if it's in good faith. Ah, perfect time for the ad break to happen. My thoughts were not interrupted. Fuck you, Justin Wong. You're not getting me this time. God, is that just gonna be a thing now? Every time an ad break comes along, I'm just like, damn it, Justin Wong.
You're just gonna keep blaming that guy every time an ad break appears.
You know what? Screw calling it an ad break. It's called Justin Wong now.
Can we get that in a fucking t-shirt?
It's like, yes, Opening Realms merch store. You can order an official t-shirt that says "Fuck you, Justin Wong."
Maybe just have like Kamiko just with an angry expression with his fist in the air going, "Damn you, Justin Wong!"
No, see, if I'm gonna make it appropriate in character, it's gonna be Shadow Kamiko who holds that up.
Oh my god, yes!
Yeah, he just holds up a shirt. Yeah, he just holds up a shirt that says "Fuck you, Justin Wong." See, that's what happens with Shadow Kamiko when he's taken like his 30th loss in Street Fighter Online. I'm getting so sick of these drive impact cancels constantly smashing my face. Like, who keeps destroying me? It's just Amara.
It's Amara.
Yeah, Amara's on the other screen. It's scrub. It's like, you're just bullying this guy at this point. It's not bullying if he's a psychopath. Alright, well, welcome back from the ad break, everybody. And don't get me started about those people who copyright people's accounts by pretending to be the company itself. True, but that's also very true because that's something Nintendo have been going around with. But like, I'm sorry, Crystal. I do have to point it out because it really is funny. But don't ghetto me. I don't want to be in the ghettos. Leave me alone. Life is hard to get by as is. Have you seen our healthcare? No, don't be sorry, Crystal. It's a funny typo. It's a really funny typo. It's like, just don't ghetto me started. Yeah, your thumb is still sore. Alright, well. I will say this, I'll also say that, like, to be fair, especially, like, say, if, like, I'm on a phone, my typing is really bad because my fingers are big. And sometimes my fingers end up pressing letters that I don't want them to. It's like, God damn it, stop doing that. I didn't press you. I didn't want to press you. Stop getting in my life.
Stop it.
Like, stop it. Get some help. Yeah, don't worry, Crystal. This is more so a case where it's like, we're laughing with you, not at you. Speak for yourself. Shut up, Squidward. We're laughing at you. Yeah, that's what you
That guy
get, you
never
bitch.
gets a break.
It's like, yeah, that's what you get, you bitch. It's like, excuse me, we heard that there was a dying animal on the premises. And Bill Cipher, you can stop looking at Crystal. We know what you're planning.
You creep.
You fucking Dorito-looking ass. Ha-ha! I'm gonna turn the entire world into chaos and Armageddon. It's gonna be weird and wacky. Wait, why isn't it working? Because the world ate its spinach. No!
Eaten by Popeye.
Yep. The one guy who could stand up to Saitama because he eats his spinach.
Yep.
Oh, just look at these two. Just look at these two. They're so close. The happy ending that Chrome deserves. But is it the one that he needs? Yes, it is also the one he needs.
Does anyone see that new Hell of a Boss short?
Yep, I actually saw that just before I went live.
What do you think of it?
I think it's funny that, like, I think, like, the best joke in that is, like, are they friendly? Rah! The subtitle reads slurs. No, they're not!
Yeah. And that's all they ever say when they're constantly trying to attack them.
It's like, yeah, you know those guys are bad when Blitz is, like, just at the first mention of them making a slur, it's like, yeah, nope, they're bad, they're bad.
You must understand Penguin.
Yeah. Nah, I'm pretty sure he just broke the fourth wall and read the subtitles.
Of course he would. Just like how he knows the freaks that drool over Luna.
Yep. To be fair, all of them knew about that one, including Luna.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they all looked at that camera when he brought that up.
Oh, yeah. Even Luna's just all like, really? You're all sick.
It's like, I've seen what you've done. It's not clean.
I've seen through your history, and none of them are pure.
Yeah. What the fuck am I looking at? The consequences of our actions. And it's only gonna get worse from here.
It only gets worse when you're around, Kane.
Speaking of which, happy birthday to Alex Rashawn. Never forget, people. Yeah, and you know, and it's like, speaking of Alex Rashawn, never forget, this just in: slow people are worse than bestiality.
What?
Oh, you haven't heard of that bit?
I think I heard it somewhere, but it was done by someone else. I don't remember.
Okay.
It sounds familiar though.
Okay, so way back, so like this is from like a long time ago. In fact, I want to see exactly how long ago, because this was an old commentary by TP. Okay, yeah, 8 years ago this was.
Old.
So, it was a tryout between Master TP, Digital Ty, and believe it or not, Alex Rashawn. TP actually got Alex to be in a commentary with him. It's crazy. But,
Ow.
cause he actually knows Alex. Cause, before Alex became a more prominent voice actor and eventually became the voice of Kane in Digital Circus, he did countdown videos. And TP was also a big part of the countdown community, which is why, you know, he knows people like, Alex, is why he knows people like Rabbid Luigi, Faffel's Minion, Wambu. Like, he knows a lot of them because they were all in the same community. But, when TP started also getting more prominent in commentary, some of them also started joining him in those. Alex eventually joined him for doing a commentary on a countdown video of, like, top 10, it was a top 5 most hated characters list. And, of course, Big the Cat was on that list. Because, you know, what's a hated Sonic characters list what is a hated video game characters list without mentioning a Sonic character?
Of fucking course.
And
What's
then,
next?
and he's like, you know, oh, I have so many options for despicable Sonic characters. And then, of course, he puts Big the Cat on there. It's like, I'm putting Big on here. And when this is a franchise that has characters like Elise, who are constantly getting kidnapped every so often, that's really saying something when this guy is somehow worse. And then Alex blurts out the legendary line of, "This just in, slow people are worse than bestiality."
Oh, God. I can understand where he's going through with this.
Because apparently, the only thing worse than a human character kissing a dead hedgehog is apparently being a simple cat man.
Oh no, I have to go from running real fast in the Sonic game to suddenly moving very normally.
Yeah. And something that only takes you 10 minutes. Like, big sections aren't even that hard. Like, you just fish, and that's it. Like, again...
I mean, let's just fuck around and find out on the stage, and then it gets long.
Yeah, but even then, that's what you're doing. That's not the game. But yeah, like, once again, the 2010s made it very difficult to be a Sonic fan, especially if you were, like, the only rare Big the Cat stan. But yeah, that's where that line came from. It came from a commentary on TP's channel. It is in fact still there if you want to look at it. It's
Wait.
yeah,
wait.
it's called Hated Characters List or So 2010.
Haven't you used that in one of your videos before?
I think I did in the Wombu montage, but I spliced it a bit. Because I had Alex like with the clip of like this just in, but then I did some like but yeah, then I ended up doing like a couple of audio splicing here and there, where I instead turned it into Wombu. This just in, Wombu is the god of all criticism. But yeah, that was Alex who said the original quote.
Yeah, but didn't you also said that quote too in a video you did?
I don't know if I did.
I think you did. I think it was on that rant video you did on Spax years ago, well, months ago.
If I did, then I may not remember of it, and I don't feel like scrubbing through a 3-hour-plus video to figure that out.
I think it was like on the first one, not the second one.
Well, yeah, that's why I said 3 hours, because the second one is like 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, granted, probably would have also been 3 hours, but, you know, I also wanted to include some of the words from his victims on there, and that ended up taking up, like, much more. Especially since Artemon had a lot to say.
Yep.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. But, you know, I'm glad that he did.
Yep.
Now, please stop giving me things to talk about with him. I'm so tired of seeing him do shit.
Well, I haven't heard anything from him, so you're in.
Unfortunately, I have. Not enough to make another video, but it's just like, the internet's really trying to test my damn patience.
Oh, boy.
I just want to stream my OCs, damn it!
I just want to have fun with my work.
I do. I want to draw my OCs, because you guys started getting interested in them at the start of this lore-a-thon. That actually makes me happy. A simple cat man who has gotten in danger, who just wants to save his friends and still got out of it no problem and helped 2 girls out with no issue is worse than a princess who has no further chemistry with the main character and decides she loves him while getting kidnapped more times than Peach per game. Yeah, pretty much. Because again, the 2010s gave Big such a bad rep.
Yeah.
And it took Frontiers for people to be like, you know what, Big? You ain't so bad after all, buddy.
I know Big appeared in Team Sonic Racing.
Yep. Cece! Speaking of cats. Hey, Cece. You want on my lap? No? Well, dang. Guess she told me, chat. Oh, you changed your mind? Ah, she changed her mind. Oh, my water bottle's almost empty. And Cece just got settled down, too.
Settle to relax.
Yep. Guess refilling the water bottle will have to wait. My water bottle.
Kill the Dasani.
Yeah, good thing I don't drink Dasani. I'm melting from the meowing in the background. Yup, that's my Cece girl. Meow. Catch my weird sweetheart. Don't worry, she's not like Blaze who has opinions. It's like, Blaze, I don't think you can say that. Meow meow meow. That's a meow 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 meow.
Oh God.
Oh no, I'm gonna get canceled.
Really? Oh, I couldn't agree more, Blaze. Here, I'm gonna put you up to the mic.
Silver, that's not a cat.
Can you prove that? I don't think that you can.
Dang, he's got me there, chat. Blaze, I don't think you can say that.
Oh no.
It's like, I'm getting canceled, and my career hasn't even started yet. Silver's another character that also unfortunately got a bad rap, and it's all because of 06.
Yeah, but then he later on comes into other interesting Sonic games.
Honestly, I do like the idea of, like, say, Silver just, you know, being like the goofy, dumb, naive guy at times. Because those are just moments where I just look at Silver and like, you know what, you're adorable.
Yeah, it's just like how when Sonic was trying to like he was trying to be all like fucking like trash talking towards Silver, and he just doesn't even get it.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, no, you're supposed to say in your dreams, Sonic. In your dreams, Sonic. Too late. Moments passed. Yeah, just something about Silver just being this goofy boy with a heart of gold is just so wholesome.
I also kind of like one part. It was all like, "Hey, Silver, you're hungry? Cause you're about to eat my dust." No, I'm not hungry. Wow, you really take the fun out of trash talking.
It's like, listen, Sonic, you don't get it. He's just a good goofy silly boy.
He does have his fans.
He does.
I know one of them likes to call him Fluffy Boy.
Who are you? I'm Pothead the Porcupine. I'm gonna send you to the moon. He's like, oh, let's go! Wait, what are you doing? Oh, we're just leaving. Listen, if there's one thing that we can, in fact, say about Sonic 06, it is the game. It is the gift that keeps on giving. It's like, hey, did you know this glitch existed in the game? Well, now you do. Oh my god. How unfinished is this game? Yes.
Okay, the scripting for the campaign is finished.
Hey. Just pour Silver under the table. Just go like, what the fuck is happening?
He's like, get me out!
I don't want to be here anymore. This is a trip that I don't want to be a part of.
The past is horrible, and I don't want to be.
Get me off this crazy train. You know, something else I could also consider doing as well for like other streams, like if I want to do some other chill stuff, because I know there's some people who occasionally like do these type of streams. I could also just occasionally, and I have like done it once before on here, but like I could just have a chill stream where it's like, hey guys, want to go to the world of Neopets? Cause yeah, if you've been keeping up with the Curse of Strahd stuff on Spiff Neo Geeks, yeah, this is where Kedrot comes from. Especially since Neopets actually has a new plot event that's been going on, The Void Within. I do not vibe with this world. Rockets into space.
Actually, I am sorry to do the CC. I actually have to go to the bathroom right now. So if you could get up.
You're probably gonna steal the chair once I get back, though. Or you're gonna steal the chair now.
Did she just jump on the chair?
No, I got her off of my lap because, you know, I needed to get her off so I could start heading to the bathroom. And then as soon as I got her from the chair, oh, fine now. Anywho, I will be back.
Alright.
back with a refilled water bottle. And there's still a
Welcome
cat in my
back.
chair. Hey, Cece. I'll get back to the artwork eventually, but you know how it goes in the stream. When there's a kitty, priorities change. Thank you, Seriabot. Thank you for killing that bot. Thank you for killing that bot. Zato 3? Oh god, is there a Zato 1 and 2? Hey, Cece. You're nice and relaxed. That's good. Oh. Cece went for my hand.
She wants the pets.
Oh, and we got ourselves an ad break. The ads don't want us to be wholesome to Cece. Except that's truly illegal.
This is illegal, you know.
Indeed. Master Windu, tell me a joke. The rank of master. I don't get it. I know you don't. Say damn. Okay, Cece, I am gonna need to take my chair back. Thank you. There we go. Want to get the proper windows up. And ad break is over. Welcome back, everybody. This is truly wholesome. Hopefully, this will be a litmus for how Kamiko's character arc pans out. Yeah. Because again, like, this is something that I mentioned before with when initially talking about Chrome, because a lot of like the inspirations that came from making some of the dragons did come from the Dragon Elders from the Legend of Spyro trilogy, but also trying to fix a bit of a problem that I had with how the Dragon Elders were written in the Legend of Spyro trilogy, because aside from Ignitus, the other ones didn't really amount to anything. Like, they had dynamics with some of the characters, and by that I mean 2 of them had a dynamic with each other, and that was literally about it. And yeah, then Terrador's just there to, you know, oh, you need someone to learn Earth magic from. Well, here's Terrador. Here's your teacher. And that's about it. Like, they get no character development. They get no arcs to themselves. Like, it's just, yeah, like, we meet them, and that's literally the most that you get from them. Like, we get nothing from them. Like, Ignitus is, like, the only character that gets any amount of depth put into them, and that's about it. And that's something I wanted to. That's something that I want to like make as an addressing point for these guys, where it's like, yeah, I want them to have like a bit more to their character. I want them to go through some more things. Like, I want them to be more than just big, strong dragon that can teach Kamiko magic. Because that's boring. That doesn't do much for their character. And honestly, it's like, at that point, what's the point of having them in the story other than, you know, just having them be there to be a mentor figure of such? Like, give them a bit more importance. Still didn't stop Sparks from being the worst character in the Legend of Spyro trilogy.
What, that little dragonfly?
Yeah, I do not like Sparks in the Legend of Spyro trilogy. They made him bad. They made him a bad character.
How bad was he?
So they decide to go through the whole comic relief aspect where everything the guy says has to sound like it's a joke.
Let me guess, it's not even funny.
I mean, there's some bits of his that are kind of funny, but for the most part, not really. But like, they try to make him sound like, you know, everything he says should be like taken as a joke.
Oh, I see.
Like, he was literally MCU humor before the term was even, like given to the MCU.
Ah.
Like, he was just non-stop bathos. And, you know, instead of, like, actually consistently writing funny things for the character to say, they just go along with the lines of, oh, hey, let's just get people who are known for being funny to, like, say these lines. Because they'll be automatically funny in that case, right? No.
Too dumb.
And then, yeah, Sparks is also just another character who gets, like, no character development outside that. Like from beginning to the end of the series, like, he's just non-stop joke machine. Okay, back with some string cheese. Nice. And also Killer Shadow also left to get some foods. It's like, time to find food. Meep Meep jumps out a window. Oh no. Hope you weren't too high up. That's fall damage. We're at least getting some decent work done on the shading. And actually, while I am at it, let's get the scales going. Nope. Just to see how exactly. Okay, so I did get the whole arm. Did I also get the whole neck? Okay, yeah, I did get the whole neck. Okay. And a bit around his head. Okay. How much around his head did it get? Okay. Looks pretty cool. Oh, it's about to look even cooler, Crystal. Let's watch what happens when I do this. Overlay layers. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna try something with the blur here. Maybe not with that brush. Let me try something else. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. Oh, that's really good. There we go. That's the good shit. Once again, I never stop cooking. Alright, now I want to get this back to the simple circle brush. Yeah. Durgans. It is a Durgan and his son. It's like Kamiko gets hurt once. Chrome, my baby boy! I was like, yeah, Trunks shit gets shot by Cell. I was like, oops, sorry, my bad. That was meant for Tien. Oh, the gang is all here. Goku, Vegeta, Tien Shinhan. Kiko, how you doing? Oh, hold on, I wanted the shade layer. There we go. There we go. Proper layer for that shading. Get the double coats of it. that. And damn it, Twitter. Stop trying to make me talk to GFX bots. I'm tired of it. I make my own assets, damn it. Gonna get a bit of the soft underbelly here. Now for the inner shading. Hold on, I want to get that. I want to get a bit of that white spot there. Go away, white spot. Nobody needs you. You have always been uninvited to my parties. Shading on here, and I'm gonna try a little something with that overlay layer. See what I can get with this. What is this? Oh, it's that. Okay, never mind. Probably not a bristle brush. Let's try stringy. Let's see what that. No. X-shape. Okay. All right. Yeah. I think that's giving me the kind of lining I'm looking for with. Yeah, I think that's giving me the kind of lining I'm looking for the underbelly. I just now need to blur it a bit. Yeah. There we go. Very nice. That's what I'm looking for. Now let's get your wings. Because the only thing after the shading I need to do is also add like a bit of the highlights. And then I can actually start working on, the backdrops.
Get your wings, have a Red Bull. It gives you wings.
Chrome don't need Red Bull for wings, he's got those.
I know, I was just joking around.
So God, I know I've gotten enough of those advertisements watching people's Twitch streams. Like, hey, have some Red Bull.
Is it weird that there's this one Red Bull commercial that kind of was a bit sus?
No, it's Red Bull. I believe it.
It was something about biology.
Yeah, that sounds very on brand for Red Bull. You see, the worst part about it too is I'm pretty sure you could take a you could literally take like you could literally take like audio from like a Red Bull commercial, put it to an advertisement for a hallucinogen, and it would pretty much line up the exact same.
Has anyone ever actually tried a Red Bull?
I have not. I actually don't really do energy drinks.
Neither do I.
Like, I'd say the closest I would get to that is Gatorade.
I kind of remember trying Gatorade years ago, but then I just stopped.
Yeah, it depends on the flavor, honestly. Like, there's some flavors where it's like, I do really like it, but then there's just some where it's like, ew, get it away from me. Like, for ones that I really like, I love orange flavored. Like, honestly, orange flavored beverages in general are just my favorite.
Alright.
Yeah, like orange flavored juice, like orange flavored soda, and again, orange flavored Gatorade, absolutely good. But that's like if we're talking Gatorade about, yeah.
The only orange beverage I remember drinking a lot was Sunkissed.
Oh yeah, that's also pretty good. But
I
then
haven't had
there's
Sunkissed in a long time.
yeah. But then in terms of Gatorade, you have the clear white Gatorade. I tried that once, and I'm like, ew, this is gross. I hate this. Never again.
No. Never again.
Yep. I was in fact Osmodeus.
Yep. You were Ozzy.
Yep. Yeah, like, it does depend on, like, it does depend on, like, the flavor of Gatorade. It's like, yeah, sure, I'll have it if it's, I'll have it if it's there. Because sometimes I have it at work, because they have it there for work, especially during the summer times when it's like, you need, like, get back the electrolytes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then it's just, there are also just some of those flavors where it's like, I want to keep that shit away from me because it's gross. I'll just stick to water, thank you. Speaking of which, since I did refill this. Politely knocks on door before jumping in through the window. that you know what? That's a Maniac entrance if I've ever seen one. By the way, Maniac, look. Wholesome. Do you like the wholesome? Chrome finally getting a win after the constant bullying. Yes, they are friends. It is father and son. Boy. Oh god, now I'm just imagining Chrome being voiced by Christopher Judge. Again, the Norse duology of God of War is in fact something that I can stream one day. Because the games are going to be on Steam. Like, I know 2018 is already on there, but they did announce Ragnarok is coming to PC. Good old Kratos. By the way, I got back home from Deadpool and Wolverine. Cool, I'm gonna be seeing that movie tomorrow. Because Twitter is already trying to spoil the movie for me, and it's like, God damn it, I need to see this movie at a good time. To quote the man, himself, I am soaking wet right now. You back with food? Wonderful. You're just in time to see a Mr. Maniac come back. But yeah, I will say this, Maniac. Unfortunately, since it is no longer my birthday, Sam and Max had to go home. We are no longer wishing people a birthday. Except Alex Rashawn. It's his birthday today. Breaks another window. Say, Maniac, come back. But actually, you know what? Hold on. Hey guys, it's Alex Rashawn's birthday today.
Did someone say birthday? Ole! That was weird.
Yeah, there we go. We got one more in. All for Alex Rashawn. The man who once said that slow people are worse than bestiality. Oh no. Now Maniac is quacking. Quack. His voice has in fact been replaced by Star's aggressive duck. Like, unless... Oh, okay, it's because of my comment. Like, unless Twitter, where I can mute the words, but YouTube, nope, I have to deal with spoilers, thumbnails, you ducks. The Meeper and Quacker team, oh boy. I was trying to type dicks, but auto-corrected it to ducks. Damn you, autocorrect!
Done again.
Why must you curse me? It's a luminosity layer. It's gotta be... Gotta use white colors. Otherwise, it will not accept. Autocorrect is over party. Autocorrect doesn't like dicks, hella homophobic. It's true. It's so true, though. Cancel autocorrect. I can't believe autocorrect said a homophobic slur. You know, right in front of the son and father. I think they're also biphobic too. Oh my god, even worse. Like, just add more to that pile. Like, oh, you weren't making out of court in this one, autocorrect. You done. You done, it's over. Pack your bags. I can autocorrect these nuts in your mouth, you dog ass.
I'll actually gotta be back later because I gotta. Oh.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
Yeah. Good. Yep. I'll be back later if I can.
Alright. See ya. There he goes. There's something I kind of want to see if we can do with the wings. Oh, and there goes an ad break. Yeah, not that. Actually, don't I? Okay, yeah, I do have fabric textures. What am I doing? Nope. Let me check some of my other ones. That one's a decent contender. Let me just check some of the... Ooh, but 3's also pretty good. If 5 is a no. And 6 is a no. Like, what else do I have for cross lines? Oh, none. Actually, hold on. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I think I like this. I think I like this. You know, yeah, like for the the fabric part of the wings. Like, yeah, I kind of like that. Let me just get a couple of more blur going on here. Get some more shading in. Yeah, I'm back from the Red Bull and other few ads. We were just talking about you, Red Bull. Oh, that's actually perfect. That's so perfect. I love this art program. I do. Actually, with the luminosity layer, I can also start doing some stuff with you. Luminosity. Should also work on connecting, should probably also work on connecting that line so it doesn't look like it's ending in an abrupt spot. There we go. And I wonder if there's some texture stuff I can do with Kamiko's armor here, since it is metal. Get all the metal. Because I do have metal textures I would like to try out. I want to say that's just about everything that I need. Oh, nope. Okay, got that one. There we go. Okay, so before I go with the actual metal textures, let me see what other ones that I also have. Yeah, metallic now. How does that look on here? Well, hold on. Let me actually bring it down. Oh, nope, never mind. It's not going to let me... Actually, maybe it'll be better with... might be better if I use an airbrush. Metallic net. Nah. What exactly is Lines Fest? Nah. Rusted wall? Nah, no. Just saw BJ's Twitter with the thumbnails today. Yeah, well, this is the only metal texture I really got, so... And it's not one that I hate. I was just seeing if there were some other ones where it's like, okay, maybe I can get something a little better from this, but... Nah, this one's fine. Especially when I can... Especially since as an overlay layer, I can actually mix about the light and darks. Yeah. Very good. Very good. It's what we like to see. I will try to blur it a bit, though. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that works. Maybe get a bit more around the... Yeah, there we go. That works now. That works. It's coming along great. Thank you. Just gonna add some more highlights here. I don't need a metallic net brush anymore. I need a simple circle. Give him nice shiny armor. Pretty, pretty shiny, shiny. And I should also add highlights over here too. There we go. Probably make that a bit easier for me rather than just trying to find extra stuff to shade in. Welcome back, Killer Shadow. The meat. Some more of this. And I don't think there'll really be any highlights on the face here, because he is kind of getting mostly covered up by Chrome's big head here. That said, since this is glass. Actually, with this being glass, we can try some more overlay textures. Because I do have glass textures. Nah, not that one. Okay, yeah, that works. Oh yeah, that looks great. And now for the under armor here. First, I do want to work on a bit of shading it. At least down here I do. And now we go to the overlay texture, because now this is where I believe we can get the fabric going. I think fabric 3, I would think a bit more. Yeah, I do like that a bit more. Oh, I should get the soles of his feet, too. Damn feet. Who invented you anyway? Hello, I'm God. I invented feet. Fuck you! Actually, hold on. I have an easier method for this. There we go. You know what? I think I might add just some extra small lines here just to showcase the fingernails. There we go. That's actually really good. Hey, I did that first try. I am amazing. But yeah, we are almost done with this, guys. Just gonna get a bit more of the horns here. And actually with the horns, I think I'll also try to do what I did for the underbelly, try to get a bit of texture on them too. No, don't want it white. Want it, there we go. Very good. But now we blur it. Very good. Do want to try to get a bit of inner shading here, just to bring the closeness. Yeah, that works. That does indeed work. This will also work. No, I'm not here to make a custom tool. I don't need another blur brush. I have a blur brush. Okay, yeah. I'd say we got these two perfectly colored and shaded. And now let's see, where is... Yeah, I don't want swirled net. Ah, there we go. Circle effect. That's what I need. Okay, well, in that case, I'll probably just use the airbrush for it then. So you might be wondering what exactly I'm doing with the point of this. You're about to see once I throw this into paint.net. Why, hello there, mean boy. We're making a wholesome image between Kamiko and Chrome. Because the boy needs it after for so long. Chrome getting hugs like he deserves. Exactly. And what better person to get those hugs from than from his adopted son? Well, the one thing I'm definitely going to be fixing there is I need to fix these here. Wait, Chrome is Kamiko's stepdad? Yep. I mean, it's a way you can kind of look at it. Like, they do end up having a very father-son relationship. It could also be more accurately described as Chrome is the dad who stepped up. Alright, so now that I got that out of the way... let's get the image up in paint.net. And I will switch that in with the call, and I will also switch it onto the stream itself. Hopefully it will be nice when I do this, because sometimes it's not. Realm said a better way of putting it. Chrome is the dragon dad who stepped up. Exactly. So yeah, I'll show you. This is the reason why I needed to go to paint.net for this. Because, fun fact, Paint Tool SEI does not have a text tool. Oh. Okay, that's why I wasn't finding Crafty's text font before, because I was thinking it was something else. Yeah, okay, no, never mind. I do in fact have these texts. Actually, I think this might actually work pretty good for it. want a bit. Want the. Because yeah, I do want to tilt this. No. I said I want to. I want to tilt. There we go. Oh, what the hell? Oh, that's why. This small thing selected there. It's like, like, why are you doing that? Oh my god, do I have... God damn. So yeah, you guys can probably already tell what's going on here. like this music along with this picture. Yeah, it is pretty somber for what's effectively being put in this top half here. There you go. I think that works for it. Might add a couple of more in here, just you know, again, just really show just how often these thoughts like cloud his mind. Did you see my question for the ads? Follow-up question, does Kamiko call Chrome dad? That's something I'm not going to necessarily disclose as of now, but let's just say that there's a chance he could. It would be in character for him to do so. Now let's try. Now let's try the zoom. If you had to choose a character whose dialogue to be in Times New Roman font, who would it be? Honestly, Chrome. For this... Actually, yeah, there we go. I think that works better. Do you think something else could do for this instead of just... So yeah. How do you like this, guys? So yeah, I'd say this is pretty done. I can see Amara's dialogue being in either Ariel or Courier New. But, yeah. This image do in fact be finished. This is the final image for the lore-a-thon. Powerful artwork, by the way. Thank you, Meme Boy. I'll be posting this immediately as soon as this is over. Which, speaking of, so yeah. That is the final day of the lore-a-thon. Like, this is it. After this, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled streams, where I will just do whatever kind of artwork that I feel like doing. And yeah, so until then, so like I mentioned near the beginning of the stream, I think I'm going to be taking off until about, say, I want to say about until Monday. Because I'm going to be taking tomorrow off because, you know, I'm going to be watching the Deadpool Wolverine movie because I do need to see that. So Twitter can stop trying to spoil me. And then, yeah, then I'm just going to take the next couple of days just to recuperate, maybe do some stuff off stream, and then I'll be back to you guys with the regular content that we tend to do back on Monday. I will also be planning on trying to work together a weekly schedule for the things that I want to do for the upcoming weeks for streaming. You know, just so that I have a better way of engaging with you guys what it is that I'm going to be doing. Hashtag Realm deserves a break. Thank you, me boy. I really do. Especially the kind of job that I have to do in the night shift. Great work again, and same for the whole lore-a-thon. I started following for a pretty good time, didn't I? Yeah, and just remember, I do still, in fact, have the VODs on the YouTube. In fact, if you type !YouTube, it brings you straight to my YouTube page where you can see all the VODs there. But I will post the schedule once I eventually start putting everything together. But until then, let's see who we can raid you out into. Because I have quite the options. Gotta also make sure that, you know, they haven't been streaming for so long that I raid into them right at the end of it. You know what? Let's raid into a girly wolf pop. They're playing some Mega Man 4. Papa Proctor. Well, I was going to raid into Girly Wolf Pup, but you know what? Since you redeemed the raid request, sure, we can raid into Scotty. And the raid message will be, the lore-a-thon has ended. There is no more the lore. So, as our usual stream rules go, and man, this is such a fitting track to end things off with. So calming and relaxing. But as per usual, when we raid into people, don't overpromote the stream, respect the streamer's rules, be sure to follow their content if you end up liking what they do, and once we raid into somebody, remove the referred equals raid from the URL address, then refresh so your view actually counts, because Twitch is weird like that. But until then, this has been Realm Wars. This is the finale of the lore-a-thon, and I shall see you guys Monday as we continue with our regularly scheduled stuff. See you then.
See ya.